They check in, but some never check out. Across the mist-shrouded landscapes of the United Kingdom, there are hotels where the past refuses to die, where shadows move on their own, where whispers slip through the cracks of time. These are not just stories. These are encounters, terrifying, unexplained, and all too real. Imagine settling into your room for the night, only to feel an icy breath against your neck, or waking up to find your clothes soaked, though not a single drop of water is in sight. Picture hearing the heavy boots of smugglers echoing through an empty inn, or catching the gaze of a ghostly woman, only for her to vanish before your eyes. From the infamous Mermaid Inn, where the spirits of long-dead criminals still linger, to the Langham in London, where a spectral prince prowls room 333, these haunted hotels hold chilling secrets, waiting in the dark. Tonight, we take you inside the top 10 most haunted hotels in the UK, where history and horror intertwine. But beware, some guests say the hauntings don't just stay behind when you leave. Are you ready to check in? Haunted Hotel Number 1, the Mermaid Inn, Rye, East Sussex. The air inside the Mermaid Inn is thick with history, so thick you can almost feel the weight of centuries pressing down on you. This ancient inn, standing since the 12th century, has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the whispers of scheming smugglers, and the chilling echoes of lives lost in darkness. Nestled in the medieval town of Rye, this timber-framed relic has been a haven for weary travelers and, some say, for those who never left. But what makes this place truly terrifying? Some say it's the restless spirits of the infamous Hawkhurst gang, a ruthless band of 18th-century smugglers who ruled the area with iron fists and blooded hands. The gang used the inn as a secret meeting place, its hidden passageways perfect for escaping the law. But their crimes did not go unpunished. Many met brutal fates, executed or murdered in cold blood, their souls forever bound to the very walls that hid them. One of the most haunted rooms, simply known as Room 1, the James, is notorious for its spectral visitor, a woman draped in white or gray. She appears in the dead of night, standing motionless beside the bed, watching. Many guests have awakened to an overwhelming sense of dread, their clothes inexplicably damp, as if something or someone had touched them with icy hands. Then there are the footsteps, the unmistakable sound of heavy boots pacing the hallways, only for the corridor to be completely empty upon inspection. Some visitors have even heard whispered conversations in the dead of night, muffled voices speaking in old dialects, as though the smugglers are still plotting their next move. Paranormal investigators have spent nights within the Mermaid Inn, armed with EMF meters, EVP recorders, and thermal cameras. The results? Disturbing. Unexplained spikes in electromagnetic activity, disembodied voices captured on tape whispering names long forgotten, and chilling drafts that defy explanation. One investigator reported seeing a shadow move across the room, only to realize, in horror, that there was no possible source for it. Visitors describe an oppressive presence, as if something unseen lingers just beyond the edge of sight. The wooden beams creak under invisible footsteps, unseen hands brush against unsuspecting guests, and the feeling of being watched never truly fades. Would you dare spend a night at the Mermaid Inn? If you do, remember this. Some guests check out with more than just a story. They leave with a haunting that follows them home. Haunted Hotel Number 2, Ettington Park Hotel, Stratford-upon-Avon. Nestled in the heart of the English countryside, Ettington Park Hotel stands like a forgotten monument to the past, a Gothic mansion with a long and sinister history. Built in the 19th century, this sprawling estate was once the home of the Shirley family, who lived here for generations. The estate is now a hotel, but the spirits of those who once roamed its halls are said to linger, trapped between the past and the present. The origins of the hauntings here are as mysterious as the mansion's dark corners. Over the years, countless ghostly sightings have been reported, from strange, unexplained noises to apparitions that leave guests frozen in terror. One of the most enduring legends is that of a Victorian woman in white, a spectral figure often seen wandering the hallways, her flowing dress sweeping the floors as she drifts near the conservatory. She's not just a shadow, she's a presence, one that seems to beckon the living towards something or someone. But the woman in white is not the only ghost haunting Ettington Park. The apparition of a man and his dog has been seen in the library, an unsettling image of a man, tall and thin, his faithful hound at his side. The pair vanishes as quickly as they appear, leaving behind only the faintest trace of their presence, like a memory fading in the mist. The paranormal activity here is not just confined to apparitions. EVP recordings have captured strange, disembodied voices, and reports of cold spots, sharp drops in temperature, are common. Guests often feel an overwhelming sense of dread or the unsettling sensation that they are being watched, even when the corridors are empty. The oppressive air of the mansion presses in on all who enter, as if the walls themselves are alive, watching, listening. Modern-day paranormal investigators have come here armed with the latest technology, EMF meters, thermal cameras, and night vision equipment. But even the most advanced tools have struggled to explain the phenomenon. Ghostly figures appear in the corner of a camera's view, only to vanish in a blink. Investigators report poltergeist-like activity, where objects are moved or doors slam on their own accord. The source of the disturbance a mystery. The legend of Ettington Park Hotel continues to grow. For those who dare to stay, it's not just a night in a hotel. It's an encounter with the past, with spirits that refuse to leave, with restless souls trapped in a time that no longer exists. Would you dare to walk its haunted halls? Or will you, too, become one of the many who leave behind only the echo of your own footsteps? Haunted Hotel Number 3, Ruthin Castle Hotel, North Wales. Deep in the heart of North Wales, hidden among towering trees and rugged landscapes, stands Ruthin Castle, a place where history and horror are intertwined. This medieval fortress has witnessed centuries of bloodshed, betrayal, and untold tragedy. But one tale lingers darker than the rest, the tragic legend of Lady Grey. Once the wife of a powerful nobleman, Lady Grey was driven to madness when she discovered her husband's affair. Consumed by rage, she did the unthinkable, murdered her husband's mistress in cold blood. But vengeance came at a price. When the crime was uncovered, Lady Grey was swiftly condemned and executed within the castle walls. Now, her tormented spirit is said to roam the corridors, a restless echo of her former self. Guests and staff have seen her spectral figure, a veiled woman drifting through the castle's stone passageways, vanishing into thin air as they approach. Others have felt icy chills, sudden drops in temperature so intense they leave the skin crawling. Some claim to wake in the dead of night to the sensation of unseen hands brushing against them, or the whisper of a name they do not know. Paranormal investigators have scoured Ruthin Castle, capturing strange EVPs, eerie voices calling out in the darkness. Equipment malfunctions inexplicably, batteries drain without warning, and shadowy figures appear on thermal cameras, only to vanish before they can be explained. To this day, those who dare to stay at Ruthin Castle do so at their own risk. Will you cross paths with Lady Grey? Or will you feel her icy presence lurking just behind you, waiting, watching, never truly at rest? Haunted Hotel Number 4, the Golden Fleece Inn, York. Nestled in the heart of York, one of England's most ancient and haunted cities, stands the Golden Fleece Inn, a place steeped in a dark and eerie history. As one of the oldest pubs in the city, it is no stranger to the supernatural, with countless ghostly tales echoing through its walls. But there is one spirit here whose presence is felt more than any other, Lady Anne Fairfax. Lady Anne, once a member of York's high society, is said to haunt the inn's corridors, her ghostly figure appearing without warning. Guests describe her as a pale, sorrowful woman dressed in a flowing gown, her face consumed with a quiet anguish. But she is not alone in her haunting. A young boy is seen darting across rooms, his giggles echoing eerily in the dead of night. And the ghostly figure of a Canadian A-man, his uniform tattered and worn, has been seen wandering the inn, only to disappear before anyone can speak to him. Paranormal activity here is constant. Guests report hearing unexplained footsteps late at night, furniture that moves on its own, and cold spots that seem to freeze the very air around them. Some have even experienced strange, unseen forces pushing them, as if trying to warn them away from the inn's haunted past. With York's history drenched in tragedy and dark secrets, the Golden Fleece Inn remains one of the most haunted locations in the city. Will you find yourself face-to-face with the spirits of the past? Or will you hear their whispers long after the lights go out? Haunted Hotel Number 5. Jamaica Inn, Bodmin Moor, Cornwall. Perched on the windswept Bodmin Moor, the Jamaica Inn is a place of dark secrets and ghostly whispers. Built in the 18th century, this isolated coaching inn once served as a haven for smugglers and cutthroats, luring ships to their doom with false beacons. The echoes of that grim past still linger here. Guests and staff alike have reported phantom footsteps in empty corridors, the heavy tread of unseen boots pacing outside locked doors. But the most chilling encounter, the spirit of a murdered man, his presence thick in the air. Witnesses claim to see his shadowy figure drifting through the inn's darkened hallways, searching for something or someone. But he is not the only ghost that lingers here. The spectral sounds of horses' hooves and carriage wheels have been heard in the dead of night, long after the last traveler has gone to bed. Some say the voices of long-dead sailors, drunk on stolen rum, still rise from the shadows, laughing, until they suddenly fall silent. The Jamaica Inn's isolation only adds to its eerie atmosphere. When the mist rolls in from the moor, swallowing the inn in impenetrable darkness, the spirits seem to grow restless. Travelers brave enough to stay the night often leave before dawn, unable to shake the feeling that something unseen is watching. And if you thought this was terrifying, wait until you hear about the next haunted hotel. Haunted Hotel Number 6, Coombe Abbey Hotel, Warwickshire. Originally built in the 12th century, Coombe Abbey was once a monastery, a place of devotion and solitude. But within these sacred walls, something lingered beyond death. Over the centuries, the monastery transformed, becoming a grand estate, and later, a luxurious hotel. Yet, its past refuses to be forgotten. The most infamous spirit here is that of a hooded monk, forever trapped between this world and the next. Guests have reported seeing his shadowy figure standing at the foot of their beds, his face obscured beneath his dark cowl. Others have felt an icy chill rush through them, as if an unseen presence had passed too close. Unexplained footsteps echo through deserted hallways, soft murmurs rise in the dead of night, and an unshakable sense of unease grips those who dare wander alone. Some say the monk is searching, perhaps for peace, perhaps for something more sinister. For those who check into Coombe Abbey, the question isn't if they'll experience something strange, but when. Haunted Hotel Number 7, the Langham, London. The Langham Hotel, one of London's most prestigious establishments, has long been synonymous with luxury, wealth, and the paranormal. Built in 1865, this grand hotel has hosted royalty, celebrities, and dignitaries, but some guests, it seems, have never checked out. Among its many ghosts, the most infamous is a German prince, said to have met his tragic end by leaping from a fourth-floor window. His spirit still lingers, trapped between the world of the living and the dead. Guests have reported seeing his apparition, a tall figure dressed in military attire, standing eerily by their beds, his face twisted in silent anguish before vanishing into the darkness. But perhaps the most terrifying stories come from within room 333, widely regarded as the most haunted room in the hotel. Those brave enough to stay have reported sudden drops in temperature, unexplained whispers in the dead of night, and even the sensation of being watched from the shadows. One chilling account tells of a guest who woke to see a ghostly figure in Victorian evening wear, hovering just above the floor. His glowing eyes locked onto the terrified guest, and in a blink, the apparition lunged, only to vanish the moment the lights flicked on. Even paranormal investigators have been drawn to the Langham, bringing equipment to capture EVPs, thermal anomalies, and shadowy movements. Time and time again, their findings confirm one thing: something unnatural resides here. For those who dare to book a stay, the Langham promises unmatched elegance, timeless history, and perhaps a visitor from beyond the grave. Haunted Hotel Number 8, Airth Castle Hotel, Stirlingshire, Scotland. Deep in the heart of Stirlingshire, nestled within the rugged Scottish landscape, stands the majestic Airth Castle, a place of history, beauty, and anguish. For behind its towering walls lies a tragedy that has cursed its halls for generations. The haunting is said to begin with the tragic fate of a nanny and her two young children, who perished in a devastating fire many years ago. It is believed that their spirits never found peace, bound to the castle by the horrors of that night. Guests staying at Airth Castle Hotel often report the sounds of children's laughter echoing through the otherwise silent hallways, only to turn a corner and find no one there. Small footsteps are heard pattering along the corridors, and sometimes the smell of smoke lingers in the air, as if the flames of the past still haunt the building. But it's the sighting of the nanny's apparition that chills visitors to the bone. Dressed in an old-fashioned black gown, she is seen pacing the halls, her expression somber as she searches for something lost. In some accounts, her eyes are filled with desperation, as if she's seeking the children she can never find. Even more unsettling are reports of the nanny's apparition walking the same paths, seemingly as if reliving the terror of that fateful night. Guests have claimed to feel a sudden cold chill, followed by the unmistakable sense that they are not alone, but that someone is watching from the shadows. There have been multiple paranormal investigations, where electronic voice phenomena, EVPs, have captured the disembodied voices of the children, calling out for their mother. Paranormal experts have also noted temperature drops and flickering lights, suggesting that the spirits here are still very much active. Airth Castle, with its haunted past, stands as a chilling reminder that some souls refuse to leave. Haunted Hotel No. 9, the Georgian House Hotel, London. Nestled in one of the most historic corners of London, the Georgian House Hotel stands as a testament to the past. Yet beneath its elegant exterior, a darkness stays, one that has gripped the souls of those who have stayed within its walls for generations. This hotel, despite being located in the vibrant, bustling heart of the city, hides an unsettling secret: ghostly children who are said to wander its halls. Guests often report hearing the pitter-patter of small footsteps, only to find no children in sight. And what's even more chilling, the voices of children, playing and laughing, can be heard echoing through the hotel's empty corridors when no one is around. These voices are not fleeting whispers, but the clear, distinct sounds of children, as though they are trapped in a world beyond the living. Some visitors have even claimed to feel the cold, soft touch of tiny hands brushing against them as they walk through the halls. But it's not just the children who haunt the hotel. An older male figure is often spotted, lurking in the shadows. Described as tall and dressed in dark, old-fashioned clothing, he's said to appear unexpectedly, his cold gaze following guests as they make their way through the hotel. On more than one occasion, he's been seen standing in the corners of rooms, watching silently, only to vanish when looked at directly. Reports from guests reveal they've felt an uneasy presence, especially in the middle of the night, when the sounds of footsteps and children's laughter intensify, only to dissipate once they step into the hallway, leaving them with an unsettling sense of being watched. The fact that this haunting occurs in the heart of London, one of the world's most vibrant and busy cities, only makes it more disturbing. In a place teeming with life, it's unsettling to think that there are otherworldly presences, still active, still lingering, reminding us that sometimes the past never really leaves. Haunted Hotel No. 10, Dalhousie Castle Hotel and Spa, Edinburgh. Deep in the Scottish countryside stands Dalhousie Castle, a fortress of stone, history, and sorrow. Built in the 13th century, it has witnessed centuries of war, betrayal, and heartbreak, and some say not all of its inhabitants have moved on. The most famous ghost that lingers within these ancient walls is Lady Catherine, also known as the Grey Lady. According to legend, Catherine was a young noblewoman who fell in love with a man deemed unworthy by her family. Forbidden from seeing him, she was locked away in the upper chambers of the castle, where her sorrow consumed her. They say she died of a broken heart, and her restless spirit has roamed the halls ever since. Guests and staff alike have reported seeing her apparition, a shadowy figure drifting through the corridors, lingering near windows as if still searching for the love she lost. Some have even woken in the middle of the night to the chilling sight of a woman in a flowing gray gown standing at the foot of their bed, only to vanish when they blink. But Lady Catherine isn't the only presence here. Visitors describe cold spots appearing out of nowhere, even in front of roaring fireplaces. Unexplained noises echo through the castle, soft whispers, the faint rustle of fabric, and even the sound of weeping. Some who have dared to explore the castle's dimly lit hallways alone report the unmistakable sensation of being watched, their every step shadowed by something unseen. Dalhousie Castle's long and turbulent past has left its mark, not just in history books, but within its very walls. Whether it's the tragic spirit of Lady Catherine or other lingering souls from centuries gone by, one thing is certain. This castle holds secrets that refuse to be forgotten. From the smuggler's secret to the Mermaid Inn to the tragic whispers of Dalhousie Castle, these 10 haunted hotels hold far more than just history. Ghostly figures, phantom footsteps, and unexplained encounters continue to send shivers down the spines of those who dare to check in. But are these just stories passed down through time? Or something much darker? Many have stayed, many have witnessed, and many have left with experiences they cannot explain. The question is, would you dare to spend the night? If you've ever had a paranormal encounter or visited one of these haunted hotels, we want to hear your story. Drop a comment below, share your chilling experiences, and let us know. Do you believe in ghosts? And if you love exploring the world's most haunted locations, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We have more terrifying tales coming your way, and you won't want to miss what's next.